Salama one enemy gang, and welcome back to another Path of Exile 2 video. And today I want to talk about my experience with the Tactician, how good I think the Tactician is, how bad I think the Tactician is, whether I would recommend the Tactician to you, and just my overall thoughts on how I feel about this Ascendancy class. Okay, so quick introduction. I'm running a level 91 Tactician Merc. The build is basically Galvanic Shards and Shock Burst rounds, Galv Shards for clear, Shock Burst for single target. I have a companion as well to give me Haste Aura and shock the enemy for me. So that's basically it, no special uniques outside of a helmet that reduces damage taken, takes damage to my companions first before me. That's basically the build. So let's talk about the Tactician, starting with the Ascendancy nodes, of course. So firstly, let's look at a solid plan. So persistent buffs have 50% less reservation. This is one of the best nodes in the game in general, because there are some very strong spirit buffs that are like worth running. So stuff like Trinity, for example. Trinity costs 100 spirit, which is a lot. 100 spirit, so that's cut in half to like 50, which is very strong. Wind Dancer is another good spirit gem, so it costs 15 instead of 30. The Herald skills will all cost 15 instead of 30. Attrition is another very good skill, or a very good spirit buff, which usually costs 60. So it will cost 30 instead. Cast on spirit buffs are all 30 instead of 60. So this is a very good node just in terms of utility. The same nodes has Watch How I Do It as well. So allies in your presence gain added attack damage equal to 25% of your main hand's weapons damage. Now, the first idea I had when I first thought about this build is, okay, I want to run double companions and make my companions like super OP. I want my companions to hit as hard as possible. So this is the node I was looking at, right? Because it gives 25% of our weapons, 25% of our weapons total damage. I thought, okay, maybe this can work with running double companions. Get the kingship node that lets you run 2 companions. Invest in a bunch of companion nodes. And what I found out is you can't really get the companions to hit as hard as, let's say, a minion build, right? There are a lot of nodes that increase the companion's damage, nodes that give you damage when you are in your companion's presence. There are a bunch of nodes, but the companions just won't hit as hard, at least for my liking. They don't hit as hard as you want them to. It just ends up being, you end up doing more damage than the companions, to the point that it's not worth it. You kill everything before your companions even do any damage. This is including the mods as well, by the way. If you have like Conjure's Lightning Storms, which again I think is the best mod in terms of clear speed or damage for companions, it still is not worth it in my opinion. I think this needs buffs, or we need more stronger nodes for companions on the trees. So I don't really recommend it unless you have some sort of strong ass build related to companions, but overall it's just not worth it in my opinion. The other node is whoever pays best. So this one lets you place multiple banners. Now this one I haven't tested all that much, however I have used War Banner, and War Banner is very strong. It's very slept on. It's the only offensive banner available, and I think that's where the problem comes into play, because the 2 other banners are like super mid. Yes, one gives you some defense, the other gives you more flask charges, but like, we want offense, man. Like, if you're investing in something like double banners, it can be nice to have 2 double banners. Now I don't know if you can place 2 war banners, I haven't tested it, but like, if you want to go into war banners, you also have to invest in the nodes on the tree. There are some passive nodes that make your banners a bit more stronger, so they give you larger presence. For example, the buff will still linger on you even after the banner expires. You get more valor. If you get valor faster, like, there's some good nodes for banners, because on its own it's good, but like, it's not great. Like, against bosses, you don't really build up that much valor for the damage buff. Maybe in a boss fight, a pinnacle boss fight, you can build it like twice or maybe once if you have good damage. So investing into banners, that means you have to get all the banner nodes on the tree as well. This might be something I might try later on down in the future. If we can place 2 banners, that would be sick, but as of right now, I don't think it's worth it having 2 banners, like a war banner and a dread banner. Yeah, it's, in my opinion, it's not worth it. We want double offense, 2 banners, and then we're cooking. And keep in mind, if you invest in companions, they have a lot of nodes that increase their presence, so that also affects your banner's presence. So that can be good if, again, you decide to invest into a banner build, like a double banner build, right? If you go for this node. The other node is pin build up or projectiles build up pin. This is very strong. This is the strongest node on the tactician tree, and this is why you pick this ascendancy node. So every projectile just builds up pin, and pin is not like freeze. It's very easy to build up, and it just gets better from here with right where we want them. So pinned enemies cannot perform actions. This is where the survivability of Tactician comes into play. It's very difficult to die with these nodes, guys. I'll be honest. Armor sucks, and that's what I'm playing right now. I'm playing armor and evasion, more so armor than evasion. My survivability is coming mostly from these nodes, because how are you going to die when mobs can't attack you, right? So this is a very strong node, and I use this with Ripwire Ballista. So Ripwire Ballista has very good pin build up. So sometimes when I'm clearing the maps with Gulf Shards, I don't cover the entire screen. So the Ripwire Ballista acts as a backup and just spinning enemies everywhere for 4 seconds, bro. Like survivability, this is where it's at for Tactician. We also have another node called Polish My Gear. So 100% of armor you gain as stun threshold, and 100% of evasion rating you gain as extra armament threshold. This node is also mad strong. Like, I learned the value of this node when I started playing a new class. I started playing a Chayola Monk, and I was getting surprised. I was getting stunned so many times, bro. Then I remembered that GGG actually nerfed the stun threshold as well as armament threshold. It's very easy to get light stunned in this game. So when I realized that, I was like, oh shit. So it's because Tactician has that node that lets me not get stunned easily. Like, this node is amazing. As long as you have armor and ES, you won't have to worry about investing into stun threshold or extra armament threshold. This covers all that. Like, right now, it's a must for every build to invest in stun threshold or extra armament threshold. Like, maybe unless you have an OP build that just blows everything up, there is no need. Like, yeah, maybe, but like in general, you have to invest in stun threshold, guys. Especially if you're doing like end game stuff like Delirium, bro. Delirium is insane. You get swarmed easily and you get stunned easily. It's GG's. So you have to invest in armament threshold. So this node comes extra clutch for the Tactician. The other node also gives you defend with 300% of armor. So this one doubles your armor, but makes it so that your maximum physical damage reduction is only 50%. Now this one is also good for survivability. Now it's okay, but the only problem is armor is bad, so you don't really feel all that much of a difference. So stay light, use cover. It's good, like, it's good. So what I usually do is I switch. For example, when I'm doing Zest, right, for the breach, I switch to the pin nodes, and then when I reach Zest, I go back to town and switch to Stellar and use cover, so I get that armor buff. So it's alright. Like I said, it's alright. It doubles your armor, but like reduces the damage reduction to only 50%. But with the way armor works, it's very rare that you get anything higher than 50% anyway, because, you know, the larger they hit, the worse armor is, and pinnacle bosses hit like a fucking truck. So it doesn't really matter anyway. Lets you not invest so much in armor with this node as well. So it's a pretty good node. I can't really, you know, speak bad about it. There's also Unleash Hell, which is a skill you get from this Ascendancy node. Excuse me, this skill is not good. That's all I'll say. It's not good. It gives you some AoE, but like you already have a lot of AoE. At least for my build specifically, I already have Gulf Shot, which does good clear, right? So why would I need this skill? And even just a skill in general is not great. It has a long cooldown for the amount of damage that it does. So the damage scales with your strength. The more strength you have, the higher the damage. The more dexterity you have, the more the accuracy rating. But from what I've tried so far, it doesn't hit as hard, guys. It's just not worth it. I think it needs some love, it needs more buffs. I think it would be nice if it had more like single target focused, right? It looks cool, I like the idea of it, but like, yeah guys, it's just not worth it. You have better clear skills in the game. Then lastly, we have this totem node, which also doesn't really do much, right? The totem attacks at the same time that you do. Now, I haven't tested it, I'm not a totem build, but from what I've seen from other people playing Tactician, even people playing Artillery Ballista, I haven't seen them pick this node because it's just not good, right? You want the Ballista to attack on its own. Why should it attack when you attack, right? So yeah, it's not really like that insane. For me, I think it needs some kind of a rework. So overall, not something you would use even when playing Totem. So all these are the Tactician's Ascendancy nodes, and like I said, the Spirit node is good. The Pin node, all 4 of them, I must pick up, as well as the extra Armament Threshold node. Those are the best nodes for the Tactician free. So now, in general, how do I feel about Tactician? Would this be a class that I would recommend for you to play? Now, personally for me, the reason why I picked up Tactician was actually not for the nodes of pinning. I actually wasn't even using this node before because I didn't realize how busted it was. I picked up this Ascendancy class for the node that lets my companions hit hard, because again, I wanted to run Dual Companion and make my companions hit as hard as possible. Of course, it would have been easier to start from the Witch's side, but like, the Witch is very far from the tree. It's not easy to come back down to the Mercenary from the Witch's side, so that aspect sucked. And like I said in my previous video, if you want your companions to hit as hard as possible, I think it's easier to do that when you start off from the Witch's side and grab all the minion nodes, because the minion nodes are, the companions are regarded as minions. They scale with minion stuff, so it's way easier to do that. So in terms of damage, Tactician is not built around damage. No, Tactician is an Ascendancy class that thrives from utility. It has very good utility, as discussed. Cheaper spirit reservation costs, extra stun threshold from armor, extra armament threshold from evasion rating, right? Pinning enemies can't attack you. It's all about utility. So it's very hard to scale this class for damage, because there are a lot of Ascendancies that have damage nodes on their nodes, right? For example, like Leech, Amazon, Ritualist with a 3rd ring, even Stormweaver with 2 extra shocks, Invoker having crit hits, ignoring resistances. So a lot of classes have damage nodes that the Tactician just seems to be lacking. So depending on what you're playing, it can be very hard to get damage with this class. Now, Gulf Shards is broken. Gulf Shards is very strong for clear. There's nothing wrong with that. And Shock Burst rounds is good as well for single damage, but though it was nerfed, so these are good in terms of damage, as well as the ballistas, right? Artillery Ballista is also broken, so I've seen people play Artillery Ballista with Tactician, so that works. But other skills, you might have to invest more than what you would invest in something like a Dead Eye, right? That's something you keep in point, guys. If you're thinking of hitting as hard as possible on Mercenary, I don't advise you to pick up Tactician. But if you want the quality of life nodes, utility that this class offers in 100%, you should play Tactician. Now, of course, you're not locked to playing crossbow. You can be a Tactician spear build. I've seen spear do very well with Tactician, right? So you can do that as well. Because of lightning spear hits hard, but like overall, again, for damage, I don't really advise you to play Tactician unless you want the utility. So that's basically my thoughts on the Tactician, but I still love the class. I still love the Ascendancy, sorry. As you can see from my channel logo, that is the logo of the druid. I'm going to be a druid main, so I'm just doing this because I love Path of Exile 2, and this is the class that caught my eye. I played the monk in the first at launch. I played monk. That's my second favorite class after the druid. I think I would rank the mercenary as 4th because I think I prefer, what's it called, the sorceress after the monk. So, but I do like Gulf Shards, bro, and I just like the idea of having a crossbow and 2 tamed beasts. That for me is just a sick fantasy, and that's the reason why I ran this class. So those are my thoughts on this Ascendancy, boys. Any other tactician mains, please let me know how you feel about this Ascendancy class. Are you playing grenades? Are you playing ballista? Are you playing shockwave rounds? Like, let me know how you're doing. Have you beaten all the pinnacle content? For me, I'm still hard stuck on T3 Zest. It's a chest item I keep farming for, but like, it's annoying, so I started playing a Chayula monk. I've told you guys already, I'm playing a Chayula poison build, and I just made it to map, so I'm grinding to get to level 79 so I can get that OP bow to help my scaling for chaos damage, and I'll update you guys on how that build does. So tactician players, please let me know how you feel about the Ascendancy, and any questions, guys, I'll answer to the best of my knowledge. Feel free to ask in the comment section. So thank you so much for watching my video. I'm covering some POE2 content, as you can see from my channel. It's a variety, fighting games and RPGs. I love this game. I have a shitload of hours in it so far, and more to come. So please do consider subscribing. And as usual, like the button, boys, and G.